Hey family, it is African Osarankoa back at you. So I'm coming to you today, family, with another video. And I thought I would just discuss the video about the sister that took her children, her 5 children, to CPS. You know, that video really touched me. It touched my heart because I thought it very sad that a mother would take her children to CPS and leave them for people to just put them in care. As a person that worked for CPS um, in foster care for over 23 years, I've worked with children in foster care. Um, why would you do that? You know, initially I felt really bad for the mother because um, at at first sight she said she didn't have the help that she needed, and the fathers were not there. Now, okay, we can call a spade, and we can hold, the dads that can be held accountable because I know there's one that's no longer with us. But we can hold those fathers that are present in life, but not present in their children's lives responsible. We can. But that has no, that has zero bearance on a mother taking her children and dropping them off to CPS custody when you could have taken them to the relatives, to your relatives, to the father's relatives, to somebody. You could have just dropped them off and said, look, I'm dropping them off. It's either I drop them off here with you or I drop them off with law enforcement or CPS because I can't handle them no more. But for you to just take those babies as a person that understands, I do, because I've worked with people with mental health for over 30 years. So, working with people that deal with mental health issues, I understand, I got you. But I just feel there is always a better way to deal with a situation. Why leave those children, risk those children being separated? Yes, uh, working with that agency, it is the goal. They're supposed to. However, sometimes it doesn't work like that. It just depends. But they are supposed to uh, place those siblings together in the same home. And usually they do. They find a home that is willing to take all of the siblings. But why take that chance? Why put those children in that chain, in that, you know, environment that they could be separated? Why put them in an environment where they may be placed with someone who is not understanding of, the concerns of them, of what they're dealing with right now, of coming into care? Because honestly, there are foster parents, and I have been saying this for almost 30 years, that are only in it for the money, for the check. There are plenty of foster parents out there. If you ask me, it's the new welfare. It really is. And a lot of those folks are using it as welfare. It's the new welfare. They go get several children even some of different ethnic backgrounds, and you would be amazed at the things that go on in some of those homes, especially with some of those children. So, why put your children in that situation? I just say we have to be more aware. Um, when you had the one, okay, I was young once as well, okay, but when you have the one, okay, and then you go out there and say, okay, I messed up and I have the two. But when do we begin to say, you know what? You've put me in this situation twice. I refuse to allow you to put me in this situation again, where I will have yet a third and a fourth and even a fifth child. And I'm not saying that children are blessings. They are. They are blessings. And that's why we got to treat them as such. I love to see Black children being born, as many as possible. But I also want us to be able to take care of them in reality. I would love us to be able to love them, appreciate them, and take care of them. And it's not always caused about a lot of money, because you have people that have a lot of money that don't have a lot of other things to give their kids what they need. And they bring some terrible people in this world. It's about having the patience and the love. And there will be times that times will get hard. But you have to know, and I think that's really when families should pull together and really try to support one another. Black family, we have to be better at everything we do now. We have to be more strategic than ever. We are in the belly of the beast with the Wendigo. For those of you that know what a Wendigo is, the jackal is amongst us. We don't have any spaces that are private for just us. They infiltrate everything and everywhere that is pertaining to melanated skin, you know? And so we must act accordingly. And it is what it is. We must raise our children accordingly. We must invest in ourselves, in our community, and in everything that involves Black culture. We must connect globally. There are some Africans that, for whatever reason, want to have animosity. There are some African Americans that, for whatever reason, want to have animosity. We must let that go. We must come together as a people. See, this kind of thing, when we have villages, it takes villages to raise, warriors. How are we going to have fighters and warriors to fight this war that's coming when we are so against each other? We are um, unable to come together. We are unable to be what we need to be. The mothers cannot mother because there are no fathers. And fathers, we can't just blame the women. We cannot. We have to take accountability for ourselves. The men all day long on the red pill or whatever it is speaks all about the 304s and things like that. We have to begin to speak about the things that's going on in our community. Is where are the men and what are they doing? I see so many negative things on social media coming from Black men in reference to Black women. And it's so very disheartening. It really is. It's very sad for me to see that. Because I know for the majority part, majority Black men love Black women. Majority Black women love Black men. I think a lot of times we have to look and know that there are other uh, there's sorcery afoot. There are other things that are out there that are interfering in our relationships. But we have to be able to understand this and able to process information. We cannot be on a spectrum because people on a spectrum don't get it. We have to start paying attention to our community. These people are counting on you being asleep, continuing to sleep, continuing to be under slumber so that they can slaughter you. You must wake up now. It is time, brothers and sisters, to wake up. It is time for us to come out of slumber and awake. It is our destiny to take our rightful places where we belong. But we cannot do that if we continue to fight amongst one another. We must let the fighting amongst each other go. There's no blame. There's no blame. There's only time now to refrain from the bickering and to build with each other because we have to look at the time when the time comes and we are at war with the world. You won't have time to go into battle ready. You'll have to already be battle ready. You won't have time to prepare. You won't have time to prepare children. We will not have time for that, family. We should already be ready. The time is now. So we have to start being accountable to ourselves. Women, hold yourselves. Young women, if you're not married, I would say hold yourself higher than you've ever held yourself before. If you're not married and if you're not worth him giving you his last name, then he wouldn't get anything from me if I was you. Really. Hold yourselves higher because you deserve it. And yes, I was married 33 years. For the men that is questioning, yes. And my father was in my life who also taught me that. So, yes. And he was married to my mother until the day he left this world. Okay? So, ladies, you can have it. We can have our husbands. Men, you can have your wives. Black family, we can love each other. But we have to be real with one another. And we have to do what we're supposed to do. Men, you should be following scriptures. You should follow God. I didn't say follow the white man's God. So some of you come up with that nonsense about white Jesus because we already know he wasn't white. We know this. We know his people, who his people are. If we are his people, then we know what his people look like then and now. So it's not even a question. So let us remember we must get ready for battle. We have to take care of our children, ladies, and we have to take care of our husbands. Husband, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to have a wonderful day. Rest of your day. Be blessed. Thank you so much for tuning in to African on Sorenco again. I thank you so much. Please share, please like, and please subscribe. Have a blessed one. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye bye.